Hello, so today I'm trying something I never did before by making a video. But I've had a lot of people ask me how I do my canning without using a canner. And the way I do it is I use my oven. You can can a lot more at a time than using a canner, and you don't have to buy that item. So the first thing I do is I take my jars that I'm going to use and I wash them in hot soapy water, and I put them in the oven upside down. Then I am going to put my oven at 225 degrees so I can sterilize them. So I do this while what I am canning is getting processed. Okay, so while my sauce is heating to a boil, I have a funnel that goes in the jars. I have this cup I use that pours. It's a creamer, but it works very well for pouring items into the jars. As soon as that comes to boil, I'm going to heat this water. I arranged my rims and the lids I'm going to use. I took them out of the box and I put them every other direction. They're easier to pick up because they tend to stick together if you let them on top of each other the way they come. Okay, I also have a couple tissues that I'll be cleaning off the jars with, and I have tongs. So these are all of the things that I assemble together. On the counter, I have placed some hot plates to put the jars so it doesn't hurt my counter at all. Okay. So my sauce is boiling, and I am boiling this hot water, which I'm going to dip the lids in to sterilize them. So I can now turn off the oven so the jars aren't quite as hot. Now I'm just making a really small batch. If I'd be making like a big batch of sauerkraut or spaghetti sauce or something that would take more jars than I can fit in the oven at a time, I would leave the oven on so I can keep putting new jars in as I'm taking them out to sterilize them. So the first thing I'm going to do, my water is coming to a boil now, is I'm going to take a hand towel and I'm going to get a jar out of the oven. You just have to be really careful because everything is extremely hot. So I take the hand towel and I twist it around the jar so I don't get burned. I put my funnel in the jar, and I use my cup and I just pour it into the fill line. Everything back on their plates. I take a tissue and I wipe around if anything splashed on the outside, because we want to keep that nice and smooth so the lid can seal properly. So I'm going to take my largemouth lid, I'm going to put it in the tongs, and I'm going to dip it in the boiling hot water just for a second to sterilize it. I pull it out, put it on top of the jar with making sure I don't touch anything else. And then I put a rim on, and I keep my hand around the towel so I'm not getting burnt. And you want to put it on pretty snug. Then I'm going to take it over and I'm going to put it on the hot plate, okay, and let it cool there. And in a minute we should start to hear them going down as I'm canning them. When we hear the lids pop down, that means that it's sealed properly. So we don't have to worry about them spoiling at all. So again, doing the next one. Fill up the jar. Put everything back. Wipe the outside. The lid in the boiling hot water. Rim. Put it on snug, and I'm going to take it over to the hot plate again. I'm just going to keep doing this. Now once I start to get to the point where I'm using most of my sauce or whatever in the pot, I can go ahead and turn it off because it will stay hot enough until we're done. Now this one, jar, I filled a little bit too hot. It's over the fill line, so I can just take a little bit out and put it back in the pot with the spoon. Again, through the rim. Make it snug and carry it. Okay, so I have the jars here, and there I just heard one pop down. You can tell which ones are down. I don't know if you can really see it, but if you look closely, this jar right here, if I can find it on my camera, the surface is flat. If it doesn't go down, the surface is up a teeny bit. You can see the bubble there. So if any of them don't go down, I would just put it in the refrigerator and just eat that one first. But almost always they all go down if you just, follow those directions. So I hope this helps, like my friends or anybody else who wanted to can and wasn't sure how to do it without a canner. This is the way, my parents did it at the farm, and this is the way I do it now. So, thank you for watching. Bye.